Hello and welcome back to more Dwarf Fortress. And yeah, I have been not as good at getting episodes out as I had wished, which a week ago posted a community post explaining sort of why the lack of episodes has been the case for a while, and it has mostly to do with how my health has been impacted by Mother Nature, and most of it has been like the constant shifts of temperature up and down. And I have, just as you know, if you haven't read that, opted to do 3 episodes a week until sort of the situation with the temperatures start becoming a bit better. Exactly when that's going to be, I'm not sure, which is why I have opted for less episodes per week so that I have more time to accommodate for randomness in my daily life. So, we're back in Dwarf Fortress, which I don't really remember because of all the things that I was talking about. It has been a while, so I don't actually remember what we were doing exactly. We go down. We have this here with Plumpelmot spawns, which is fine. And if we go further down, we start getting down to like the still and the cooking area, and then the crafting rooms. And if we go further, we have this sort of area, and a bit further down we have the temple up on top, which isn't done yet. It's just cut out for the time being. And the dining hall. And below that we have the sleeping quarters. And then we have the stairs spanning down a bit more. Now, one thing which I think, if I remember correctly, we had a squad, yep, and it has been going around dealing with a lot of badgers, because we had a badger infestation messing around with like a lot of stuff, especially our dogs. Our dogs could not stop messing with the badgers, and vice versa. The badgers couldn't stop messing with our dogs. So we have a badger here. It's rotten, so we can't really do anything with it, but there's a few of them scattered around. And if I remember correctly, a lot of our dwarves has a little bit of injury. Not necessarily a lot, but a bit. And I don't think... Yeah, I did consider, because we did a lot of fighting and might have some injured dwarves, I sort of assumed that I would need a hospital. And exactly how critical it is, I'm not sure. But we will make one because it's something... Injuries can severely damage your morale of your dwarves. So to sort of keep them happy, or as happy as they can be, I think it's important to ensure that they are all healed and as healthy as they can possibly be. So, yeah, where do we put the hospital? Now, the hospital does need a little bit of space to function. And I ideally don't want it to be in the way of anything. Maybe have it here. Yeah, let's do this. Do this, and like that. And one like that. And let's see, how big do we want this room? We don't want it too big, and we don't want it too small either. Like that, 3 and 3. I think something like that might be a good size. Because oops, we want sort of to help visualize, we want a bed here which takes up one space, right? Yeah, it takes up one space. And then we want sort of on the side, just next to it, we want a table, which is another space. Either to the side or beneath it. I'm not sure exactly where, but basically the table works as an inspection table or operating table, and the bed is used as like a resting spot. And then we want a few of these, and then some space to store all the possible things we might want. then have some space for some traction benches, which is required if you want to heal like bone fractures or like broken arms or like anything that has to do with like setting bones correctly because they're broken or they are misaligned or something. So we do need a traction bench, which requires mechanisms, and we are making them out of rocks because it's the easiest. And I don't remember, is it in this? Yeah, mechanics workshop. Let's go in here and add mechanics workshop and traction bench. Now, I'm not going to need too many of these, so I'm actually going to make just 2 of them to begin with. I might make more, but I'm just going to make 2 of them for now. And then I think after like 12 minutes of being unpaused, we are going to, or rather 12 minutes of being paused, we are going to unpause finally. So yeah, it is this to be cut out. Let's do that and allow for that to be cut out. And then it's basically putting in like it's basically putting in various things in here to make this a functional hospital room. Become a stray nanny goat. I wonder if there is any animals up top, which needs to be... Oops. I forget to control scroll to control the... Nope. Let's restrict that a bit, just so our animals don't wander too much. And let's go down here again and try to keep track of sort of what has been done. And one thing which might be the case is that we have too few pops to do this like efficiently and have enough people to do other stuff as well. So, okay, the traction benches are done. So basically all that I'm doing now is waiting on this room to be cut out. And that's it. And here we go. So basically what I need to do is I need to go in and add furniture bed. Let's use closest and keep after building. Put them up against the wall and enough space between. Possibly don't need that much space in between. Just normally like 5. I don't think I need more than 5 of them for now. I could extend later. And let's put a door and put table. Oops, I don't have enough tables. Okay. That's good to know. That's too bad. And to make this room like the hospital room work, you have to have chests in the room. Which I don't. Is it because I'm not making any chests? I think that is the case, yes. Yep. Okay, so let's add that. And that is in the... Let's see, let's just search. It's so much easier. It's the easiest way of... We don't want a metal chest. That is very, very wasteful. Doesn't look like there's any like rock versions. So wood chest. Let's make you. Let's make, I think, make one at a time. And amount of empty boxes is less than 5. Here we go. Though, what I could do is actually not go so much on empty boxes, but rather how many boxes I have. No, let's go with that, and let's set it less than 10, and that should be fine. Making them one at a time, which should be fine. And yep. And let's add on the furniture traction bench. Let's add these sort of down here. We only have 2, so that's how many we can place. And let's make time go again. Then moving the beds in place, moving the tables in place, and the traction benches. And I want to wait with designating this as a hospital until we have enough chests, or some chests at least. And hopefully we have... Nope, we haven't actually made any just yet. So, is it because I don't have logs? Yes, if you look at this is a mess to sort through. But if you look at the last piece where Cephon, bookkeeper, cancel, make wooden chest, need logs. So we have to go up and designate some logging. we should do a fair chunk. I think that should be enough. And that should make it so we can start getting the chests going, and some other things as well. Let's go down. I think I have a lot of coke. I should, I think, do that. You might have to increase these based upon, like, because of all the craftable things you're doing from the forgers and the stoneworkers and stuff. You might have to increase the crafted goods storage a bit over time, just so you have enough space for, like, beds and bins and all of that. Let's see, let's go down here again. What are you making? Make wooden bin. Make wooden chest is the next one. So once that is done, we should be able to place at least something. At least one of them, which I think should not work, apparently. Is it because it wasn't in storage? Being moved. And it might have been moved. Okay, let's test again. There we go. So that is now going to be installed. A masterpiece chert table. Okay. Let's get that, and boom, it's installed. Now we need to actually make this a hospital area. So if I remember correctly, it's in the meeting, designate, accept, and then you click that little icon and new hospital. Boom. It's now designated as an hospital area. And we can call this hospital. Which was horribly misspelled. Oh my god, or did I? I don't know. I don't know. I think I did. I might have done it correctly from the beginning. Anyway, second guessing yourself is going to have to make you, like, actually check from external sources like Google it or something similar. But yeah, So, as we can see by clicking the like, I don't know what you would call it, magnifying glass icon, is we get a bit of information on this, and it tells us that we need to assign a chief medical dwarf to utilize our hospital, which requires us to open up the nobles and administrators menu. And under chief medical dwarf, we need to assign someone. And it, as far as I know, doesn't really matter who you pick. You might want to pick one that is relatively, like, let's call it free and not but you could also like look at like titles and stuff to see if someone has any sort of doctor kind of thing and pick that. And I'm going to take Tobble because he's a bone doctor. I'll take you. And we will right click to close that. And we need to go back into here because now we just have someone on the highest administrative level that makes the calls and decide things on the highest level. Now we actually need people who do the doctoring. And as we can see, we have chest in common area 1, so that's the one we have. But I want to put a few more in just for the sake of having all of the stuff there, and if we need in the future to increase the amount we store, having more chests are just going to make that easier and a bit more future-proofed from the get-go. And yeah, so we need to actually go down here and look at doctor and assign someone. Now we have Tobble, which is, as far as we can see, the only one with any doctoring. Let's actually go back out and go down to Bone Doctor and set him there. You can have multiple Bone Doctors, and as any job, you can force them to do that if you want to. If you want them to be full-time doctor, you can set them to be that. But yeah, what we need here is people who do a fairly good job at these kind of things. Bookkeeper, broker, probably you, maybe. I don't think I have anyone that is particularly good other than my bone doctor. And if I pick you, yeah, you can't be more than one thing. So let's keep you as a bone doctor because that's what you are. And let's take people seemingly at random, but not fully random. Think that, and you there. That should, this should now mean that my hospital is functional. Now, What I could do as well is actually say that this is for citizens and long-term residents only. So no guests, no one else other than like my dwarves and possibly some long-term guests can actually use this. Or you can say citizens only, so only your dwarves that live there and no one else. We'll keep it at all visitors welcome because it doesn't really matter. But if you have a really large colony, or you're leaning heavily into like guests and so on, and have a lot of traffic through, that might be a good thing to do. Which is also something you can do for like your tavern or your dining hall or temple and stuff like that. So with that, I know we haven't done a lot. Like, we haven't really done that much other than just make the hospital, cut it out and put some stuff in it, and that's about it. And actually designating it to be a hospital. That's about it. But what this allows us to do is actually heal if anyone get injured. Now, I don't think it works for animals. Animals basically have to lick their wounds and slowly heal, basically, as far as I know, which isn't that much, but it should allow at least our dwarves to be able to defend against like animals and things that might mess with our animals or our dwarves, and thus keep us safe with the army, but at the same time the hospital will actually keep them healthy and thus in the long run keep them happy, so you don't fall into this spiral of out of control emotions where they're a bit pissed off or miffed about their injuries, which then makes them even more pissed than they normally would be in a good condition. So I feel after the fighting with the with the various badgers around the place, it was a good idea to have hospital. So yeah, we now have that. And going forward, we should be able to deal with any injuries that come across later on with any fighting or mishaps along the way. Like someone falls from a really tall height and breaks all the bones and has to be hauled away to, which can happen, but regardless, this episode is over. So we are going to continue in the next one, and it seems like winter is here. Ooh. So we're going to have to deal with winter and whatever that means going forward. But on screen, you should be able to see YouTube recommendation, quick access to subscribe button, and quick access to the playlist for this series. So with that, thanks for watching, goodbye, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.